Welcome to the Untappd for Business product walkthrough. In this session, you will learn how to set up and manage your Untappd for Business account. When you get to the Untappd for Business login screen, please enter your email address and your password in order to access the account. Once you've done so, click the Login to Untappd for Business button at the bottom to get inside. The page that you see here is what we call the Launchpad, and there are three important things I need to point out to you here. First, in the upper right-hand corner, you will see your name, and there's an admin drop-down menu that will allow you access to some of the features that you have available to you in the account for account management. At the bottom, you see the yellow help bubble. You can click there to either initiate a chat with support directly or browse our knowledge base. And here, over on the left, you'll see your business's name and address in a white box. If you have multiple accounts that you manage through Untappd for Business, you'll see them all listed individually here in the vertical. To get inside, you'll click on the account that you would like to manage. Now that we're inside the account, let's take another look at the admin drop-down menu. If you click the down arrow, we'll go to Settings. Here in the Settings menu, you'll be able to update your email address and your password at any time. Also in the admin drop-down menu, you'll find Manage Users. This is where you can add users to the account and remove them from the account. If you would like to add a user, click the Invite User button in the upper right and enter the user's name and email address. At the bottom, under Products, choose the areas that you would like them to manage and click the Invite button. The user you've invited will receive an email that will provide them a link to allow them to set up their login to the account. Once a user has been added to an account, you will be able to edit their permissions to the account as well as remove them altogether. From the Manage Users screen, you'll click the Edit button next to the employee that you would like to manage. Here, you will see two options. You can either make this user the account owner or primary user to the account. You can edit their permissions as well over here on the right-hand side. Let's click the Edit Permissions button and take a look at what your options are here. Under this screen, you will be able to decide what permissions this user will have on your account. Uncheck the boxes next to any permissions that you would not like the user to have. When you're done, click the Save button down at the bottom of the screen in order to save your choices. If you would like to do something different with the user, such as remove them, we'll go back to the Edit screen. And on the left-hand side, you will see the checkboxes that you activated in order to add them to your account. If you would like to remove this user, simply uncheck all of their boxes and click the Save button. This will remove the user's access to your account. Let's take a look at how to get your account set up. We're going to scroll all the way to the bottom of the screen to the section that says Settings and click on Location Information. This is where you're going to find all of the business information for your venue that we have on file, such as your name, your website address, your phone number, and your address. Please keep in mind that if you need to edit any of this information, you aren't able to do so on your side. Please reach out to support and we will be more than happy to assist you. Speaking of which, if you need to contact us, all of our information is at the top of this page. Our email address is business@untappd.com, and here is our phone number. Don't forget that you can also reach us through chat with the gold help bubble in the lower right-hand corner. Support's business hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's when we'll be most responsive, but if it's after hours or on the weekend and you need to reach out to us, please do so either by sending us an email, a chat, or a call, leaving a detailed message, and we'll get back to you the next business day. Now we're going to take a look at the Location Details page. On the Location Details page, you will be able to upload your logo, confirm your time zone and currency, select categories that describe your business, and select payment types and other information that people might want to know before they arrive. On the Location Hours tab, you will be able to select the open and closing times for your business for every single day of the week. Let's take a look at your social media connections tab. This is where you will be able to connect either a Facebook account or a Twitter account to Untappd for Business. You can do so by clicking the Facebook link buttons, which will take you to an integration on the Facebook side. Follow the prompts, and you'll be returned to your Untappd for Business page in order to finalize the connection. When you see your business's name and address in the box here on your social media connections page, click the Choose button for the account that you would like to connect to UTFB. You can do this for both your menus and for announcements. Down here, you'll see an Announcement to Twitter button. Click the link button and you'll be taken to Twitter, where you will need to log into your account. If you're already logged in on this browser, click the Authorize App button and it will connect you just like this. Menu Management. When you enter your account from the Launchpad and you've never created a menu before, this is the screen that you will see. You'll be prompted to create a menu, and we'll do that now. Give your menu a name and choose from the drop-down what type of menu this will be. We're going to create a beer menu right now. Down here at the very bottom, you can choose to either show or not show your prices on the Untappd app, and then click the Create Menu button in order for this menu to generate. Now that you've generated a menu, you can either begin adding beers to the section called Untitled Section, or you can add new sections. New sections can be named for styles of beer, regions, or anything else you might like. To add a new section, click the blue Add a New Section button, give it a name, and then hit the Create Section button. If you need to reorder your sections, there is a slider on the right-hand side that will allow you to do so. To add beers to a section, click on the section and open it up. You'll see a search bar here at the top that will allow you to add the names of any beers you want to enter. Let's try a beer. If you type in the name of the beer in the brewery, you'll have the most success, but sometimes you'll be able to find it using either one or the other. I entered Bell's Oberon Ale, and that's what I'm going to put into the list now. Repeat this action for any beers that you would like to continue to add. I'm going to add a couple of more beers so you can see how this works. Now that we have beers in our list, we can complete a few more actions. We can give these tap numbers in the boxes here on the right-hand side. We can do bulk actions if we want to, for example, move all of these to another menu or section. We can do that by clicking the Move button once we have selected the beers that we want. We can add containers to these beers. If you use the same size for every beer, click the plus sign next to containers, click the size that you want, and you can even price it out. You don't have to make any pricing decisions here if your beers are going to have different prices though. Click the Finish button to add this size to every item. In order to work more closely with the beer, click on it and open up the Setup panel here on the right-hand side. Down here, if you need to make any editing changes, you can. Just be aware that though these are editable fields, these changes will not push to the Untappd app. However, if you need to add a new custom image or mark these beers as a nitro, a cask, or local beer, you can do so. If you need to move this item to one menu from this one, you can do that with the Move Item feature, just as you can do it as a bulk action from the outside. If you want to share this beer to your connected social media, you can click right here and click Share to Facebook, Share to Twitter, or both. If you need to delete this beer, click the Delete button, and you can eliminate it from the menu altogether. Make sure to click Save in order for your changes to stick. Speaking of deleting a beer, if you delete a beer, we do have a menu history in the menu bar over here on the left-hand side. If you enter your menu history, you'll be able to see an infinite list of every beer that's ever been on your menu that you have deleted. It will tell you roughly when it was added, when it was removed, and it will preserve all of your changes. So if you need to restore this to the menu, click the plus sign, select the menu that it should go to, and then what section it should go to. And when you click the add button, it will be replaced intact with everything that you had on it previously. If you do need to edit it, you can still return to the menu in question by clicking beer menu, going to the section that you sent it to, and finding the beer and editing it, just like this. When you're done and you need to publish your menu, you can click on beer menus on the left-hand side, which will take you back to your list of menus. We'll click on New Menu to go back to its main screen, and in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a button that says Publish Menu. If you click there, your menu will go live on the Untappd app. At the very bottom of your menu, you'll notice a section called On Deck. This is where you can add beers that aren't ready to go live on your menu. Customers will not be alerted on Untappd when beers are added to this section, so you can easily swap them out without anyone getting multiple alerts. You'll add beers to this menu in the same way that you did to your regular menu, just like this from the search bar. Let's choose a couple of beers to add into the On Deck section so that you can see how this works. Now that we have a couple of beers here, you can add tap numbers if you know what tap this keg is going to be on. You can also complete other actions such as preloading all of the containers, just like we did for the other menu. I'll go ahead and I'll add that this is going to be a 16-ounce draft once it goes live. You can click on the beer and open up the setup panel in order to add information to the beer. Once you have done so, you will save this and keep it here until it's ready to go live. When you're ready to move this beer to your main menu, there are two ways to do so. You can either click the checkbox next to the beer and then click the Move button in order to select where it's going to go to, or you can click on the beer itself and use the Move tool that is inside the setup panel itself. It will automatically open at the bottom of the panel, and you can choose where it goes to. I'm going to change this to our new menu, and I'm going to choose to add it to the Untitled section. If you are replacing an item, such as a keg that is already on tap, you can choose which of the beers that are already in the menu that you want this to replace. So let's say that this keg of Shade has kicked, and we're going to replace it. You will now see that the blue button says Replace Item, and you can click there to automatically transfer the beer to the other menu. I mentioned that customers will not be alerted by a notification when you add beers to this section. However, the section will still be a live part of your menu. If you want to keep it hidden, click the Section Settings button up at the top under the menu name, and click the Hide this section from all published menus button. If you need to add items to your menus that are not beers, such as wine, cocktails, food, or other items, you can do so through our Food, Wine, and Cocktail menu section. Just like we did with the beers, click the Add a New Menu button in the upper right-hand corner, give your menu a name, and select the menu type from the drop-down Food, Wine, Cocktail. When you click the Create Menu button, it will pop up in this space for you to work with. Now, you'll be able to create custom sections and custom items. From the Custom Item List menu, you can click the drop-down, select the type of item that you would like to create, and fill out the information on this form. All of the information here is going to be custom information because we don't have these items in our database. You can provide any information that you like, as well as add a price. When you're finished, make sure to click Done Editing Custom Item in order to save this to your Food, Wine, and Cocktail menu. Once you have finished creating your menu, you'll be able to see it in a list here in order to work with. If you need to either delete this menu or make a copy of it, Come over here and click on the three dots to the right and select whether you would like to duplicate or delete this menu. If you choose duplicate, you'll be asked what you want the new menu to be called and whether you want it to be marked as published or unpublished. Let's go with unpublished and click the duplicate menu button in order to copy this menu. You will see it in the list as a copy. If you want to delete a menu, we'll click on the delete button, click the name of the menu, and the delete button. Once you've done that, the menu will be removed. If you want to reorder these at any time, you can do so just like you do with the beer menus by hovering here on the right and using the slider to change the order of the menus. Once you've created lists of your items, you'll want to put them into print menus, digital menus, website menus, Facebook menus, or QR code menus through our contactless tools option. Clicking on print menus will take you to the customizer. When you want to create a new print, click the blue Add a New Print menu button and give it a name, and then select the menus you'd like to display on this print. When you click the Create this Print menu button, you'll be able to see the menu in your list here on the main page. To enter the customizer, click the Design button in the lower left-hand corner. Here, you'll see two tabs in the upper left. On the first tab called Themes, you'll be able to select the template that you want to use for this menu. We have both landscape and portrait-oriented templates here for you to use. And when you've selected the one that will fit your needs best, you can further design it by clicking the Design tab next to the Themes tab in the upper left. Here, you'll be able to choose things such as your paper size and orientation, your number of columns. You'll be able to choose your font and font sizes and color. You'll be able to decide what information is going to display in your header. And most important of all, under the Items section, you'll be able to choose what information about your beer displays on this menu. Every single item that you can see can be toggled on or off in the Items section. For example, if we want to remove calories from the menu, we will uncheck the boxes next to calories in order to make that information disappear. When you're finished setting up your menu, click the Save and Close button, and when you come back to the main page and you want to print it, click the Print button to download a PDF of your menu that you will be able to print. Digital menus. To set up a digital menu, click the Digital Menu tab in the menu bar on the right, which will bring you to the Customizer. To add a new menu, click the button and set this up with a name. Now you have two options. If you want your menu to rotate between different pages, you can choose Rotating Display, or if you have multiple television sets and you want to show a page of your menu on each one, choose Single Page Display. Down here, if you have chosen a menu that's going to rotate through all of your pages, you can choose the rotation interval, which just means how long each page will stay on screen. Finally, you will select which menus you would like to display on your digital menu. You can choose a mixture of both beer and non-beer items to display. When you're done, click the Create This Menu button, and your menu will now be listed on the main page. To get inside the customizer, you'll click the Design button, and on the Themes tab, you'll be able to select a couple of different things. At the top, you can choose how many beers will be on each screen, and then here at the bottom, you can select different templates. We have both landscape templates and portrait templates for you to choose from. In the Design tab, you will also be able to select what items about the beer are going to appear on the digital menu. Once again, I will show you how this works by removing the calorie information from the menu. But you can also hide information such as brewery location, tap number, price, or anything else that you want. Down here, you will be able to control how this menu looks. You can either click on the sliders in order to change the color of things, or if you know the hex codes for your brand, you can enter those in directly. Here at the bottom where it says Info Bar, you'll be able to choose what shows in the bar at the bottom, such as your announcements, events, and check-ins. If you want the bar to disappear completely, uncheck all of the boxes and remove it. Finally, ad slides can be uploaded here in order to show advertisements for things such as new beers on tap, events that you're having, or other things. Upload your slide here and choose how long you would like the slide to hold for. This can be a different interval than your main board. When you're done, hit the Save and Close button, and your board will now be ready to display. You have two options to display your board. You can either use the Amazon Fire 4K stick, or you can use the Asus Chromebit. If you're using a Fire Stick, your board ID will be at the top of the box and you can enter it in. But if you are using a Chromebit, here is the URL that you can copy and type into the address bar of your browser. Website Embed. If you would like to embed your Untappd for Business menu into your website, click the Website Embed tab, and you'll be able to see the codes that you can use to do this. We offer HTML and iframe as well as WordPress shortcode. If you want to add these to your site, click the Copy button and paste it into the back end of your website builder where it needs to go in order to display your menu. Please make sure that before this goes live, you click the menus that you want to be visible in your embed, or it will let you know that your items are not able to be viewed and mark it as unpublished. A little further down, you do have the ability to customize this with colors and fonts and different layouts. Just like with the other menus you can create, you can decide what items about the beer will show up in the menu. If you want to see what this will look like before it goes live, you can hit the preview button in order to see a copy of this menu as it will appear on your site. But when you're done, click the Save button and all of your changes will be reflected. You don't have to unpublish and republish your menus if you're making changes to your website embed. Facebook Embed. If you want to embed your Untappd for Business menu into your Facebook page, click the Facebook Embed tab on the left-hand side to get to the page. Keep in mind that you'll have to have already connected your Facebook under the Social Media Connections tab in the Settings menu. Please make sure that under Visible Menus, you have selected the menus that you want to show on your Facebook page. Each menu will show in its own tab as part of the embed. You aren't able to show these in different tabs on your site. Scroll down and you will be able to make the same choices as you did with other menus, such as selecting the colors and the fonts and the layout, and choose the information about your beers that will appear on this menu. Once again, if you need to take a look at this before it goes live, click the preview button to see what it will look like. And when you're done, click Save to save your changes. If you would like to create a QR code, you can do so from the Contactless Tools tab. To get started, click the Add New QR button and give your QR code a name. Now you will choose the destination for the QR code scan. You have three choices: your Untappd verified venue page, a PDF of a print menu you've already set up in your account, or an external link such as to your website or Facebook page. Once you have made your selection, hit the Save button and the code will generate on the main Contactless Tools page. From here, you can either download an image file of the code, edit the code via the Settings menu, or delete the code altogether. From the same screen, you can also add a QR poster. Click the tab in the upper right-hand corner and the Add New Poster button right beneath it. You can choose to print out either a single QR code or a double QR code. When you've made your decision, go ahead and click the Design tab in the upper left in order to get this set up. Under QR code, you will be able to select one of the QR codes that you've created, and it will give you options to either edit the title or the description. Down here, you'll be able to choose the options for your header, and when you're done, you'll save and close. You can print this poster out to hang up in your business or to use in any other way you would like. Events are a great way to reach out to both your subscribers and active users in your area. By setting up an event, it will not only send a push notification to your subscribers, but also appear both on your verified venue page and in the nearby events list in the app, which is visible to anyone on the app within a 20-mile radius of your venue. To set up an event, click the button and add the event info. You can insert a link here to either your Facebook or your website event page, and you can also add a description of the event here. Don't forget to click the blue plus sign to add both the start and end times to make sure this gets set up correctly. Announcements can be added to either your menus or your social media. To add an announcement to your menu, click Menu in the menu bar on the left under Announcements, and you'll come to this page. At the top right, you'll notice 3 buttons. Clicking the Now button will mean that this announcement will go out as soon as you create it. But if you want to create one for the future, click the Once button and it will let you choose the date and the time that this posts out. If you want to create this as a weekly recurring announcement, click the Weekly button and select the day and the time that you want this to go out each week. You can add your content to this box and then choose where you want this to display. You can display it on your website and Facebook menu, you can display it on your print menu, and you can display it on a digital board. When you've chosen these options, click the Create Menu Announcement in order to make this go live. If you want to create an announcement that will post on your social media, click the Social button. You'll have the same options as far as when this is going to post, either now, a time and date in the future, or every week at the same day and time. Once again, you'll add your content to this box. However, you do have the option to upload an image file. As long as you follow the guidelines that I have highlighted here, you will be able to display this on your social media. Down here, you can decide whether you're going to post this to Facebook, post it to Twitter, or both. When you click the Create Social Announcement button, these will push out to your social media simultaneously if you have selected both options. Responding to check-ins is a great way to engage with your customers. On the Venue Check-ins page, you'll see all of the most recent check-ins to your business. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see 2 tabs. The On-Premise tab will show you check-ins from customers who consume beers on-site, and the Purchase From tab will show check-ins for beers taken off-site. You have 2 options if you want to respond to a check-in. You can either click the Toast button to simply acknowledge the check-in and move on, or you can leave a comment in this box if you have more time. The Analytics tab is where you'll be able to see stats for both your venue and the area around you. If you click on Venue Stats, you'll see in the upper right-hand corner a drop-down that will allow you to adjust the time frame for which you see the stats, anything from the last 24 hours to the last 365 days. You'll also be able to see stats for both on-premise and purchase from. Down here underneath the graph, you'll see the total number of check-ins for the selected period, along with the most active days of the week for check-ins, Untappd menu views, and we do break this down into where the view happened, whether it's from Facebook, the Untappd app, the Untappd web version, or your website. Here, you'll be able to see the total number of your subscribers, as well as what they subscribe to, as well as their demographics by age and by gender. Down below that, you'll be able to see a list of the most popular beers at your venue, the highest rated beers at your venue, as well as the highest rated style of beer at your venue. If we go back up, we can take a look at the stats for the area around you by clicking on Nearby Stats. Once again, you'll be able to choose the time frame for which you are seeing these stats, but you'll also get to choose the radius, anywhere from a 5-mile radius all the way up to a 75-mile radius. You'll see a list of the most popular beers in your area, and you'll see the list repeated, but this list is going to be for locations that are not bottle shops. Here, you'll be able to see the popular nearby subscribed beers in your area. These are beers that people are actively searching for. And down here, you'll be able to see a list of the most popular styles in your area. If you have any questions about anything you've seen in our product walkthrough, please reach out to support at business@untappd.com or give us a call at 910-292-4336 for more information and assistance.